Greetings, humans. Please follow my instructions. Press it, press.
Our size. Downtown Athletic Club. Work us into your business routine.
You are done.
Visit the Kentucky Flea Market this weekend at the Kentucky Fair and Expo Center. Don't miss one of the nation's largest and finest flea markets, featuring over 1,000 booths and a special antique section. Shop through literally thousands of items, both old and new, including antiques, glassware, collectibles, jewelry, crafts, clothing, and much, much more. Something for everyone. The Kentucky Flea Market is open Friday, noon to 8 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Best of all, admission is absolutely free. A Stewart promotion.
Nothing goes together like summer fun and Budget Rent-A-Car. Budget features money-saving rates and unlimited free mileage to make your vacation dollars go farther. Get away this summer in a luxurious Lincoln Town car or roomy minivan. Budget accepts cash and all major credit cards, including Sears. There's a Budget location near you. So for more summer fun this summer, call Budget today.
363-4300. Budget, that's our number.
The Kentucky State Fair and Kellogg's Corn Flakes presents Brooks and Dunn, DACM Entertainers of the Year. Thursday, August 15th at Freedom Hall. Brooks and Dunn. Together with special guest Tanya Tucker. Reserve seat tickets are available now. Freedom Hall Ticket Office and all Ticketmaster outlets. Kellogg's Corn Flakes, the original and best. Presented by the Kentucky State Fair.
The PGA Golf Experience coming August 3rd, sponsored by WHAS 11. Now, live on Saturday morning continues from the #1 rated Saturday morning newscast in the nation with Doug Proffitt, Ann Doyle, and Beth Andrews. This is Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11.
From Sky 11, this is probably the most picturesque way to look at Valhalla, going right up the fairway, number 18, and you take a look at the green there. The gallery will be all around this green. Picture this, 30,000 people or so come championship weekend on Sunday, waiting for that last putt, that last player to come right up here as we get ready for the countdown to the big tournament starting on Monday. Hello, everybody. Again, live here from number 9, I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Ann Doyle in our studio this morning. Doug, we're going to have the news of the day coming up, including local efforts to get rid of gang graffiti. For now, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Ann. We want to check in with the latest weather here because the weather is going to be important to your plans this weekend, but we're also focusing on a week that could mean a lot for the players who are out here and their scores. Reed?
Okay, whatever you have planned this weekend, it is going to be a very, very good weekend for you. Let's take a look at our forecast for today. Partly sunny, 78 by midday. We'll top out right around the mid-80s this afternoon with partly sunny conditions. And for tonight, down to 66. Not a lot of change tomorrow except for a little more humidity, Doug, and then we'll just continue that trend right on into the first part of the week.
All right, Reed, thank you very much. Coming up in just a couple of seconds, we'll be interviewing the general manager of Valhalla, and we're also going to take you back in history to when the PGA was last in Louisville. I'll see you in a couple of seconds, Ann.
All right, thanks much, Doug. Turning to the news of the day, a Louisville neighborhood is fed up with gang symbols and other graffiti. That's why they've banded together to get rid of it. Here near St. Catherine Street, folks take part in a new anti-graffiti program. This program helps keep gang signs like these out of their neighborhood. Neighbors help clean up the mess, and then they offer rewards to those who turn in the vandals.
But the way this program is developed is once it happens, we're going to clean it up and correct it. And we're going to demonstrate that we do care to these youngsters. We do care about our community.
Neighbors with the new program say they've had plenty of folks offer to volunteer. Folks in eastern Jefferson County neighborhood didn't want a Thornton's gas station to open in their area, but yesterday the doors opened for business. Neighbors made several complaints about this Thornton's gas station, and the oil company did listen to what they had to say. In the end, the company made changes to the design and structure of the building. Thornton says they made so many that it cost them more than $100,000. But in the end, neighbors we talked with were satisfied with the look of the new building. Thornton's is also pleased with the results. An explosion on a highway in Wisconsin causes major traffic problems. A diesel truck rolled over near Milwaukee Friday, sending flames shooting into the air. Look at the smoke. Fuel and flames spread to sewers along the roadway, too. The highway was closed in both directions for several hours, but the driver escaped serious injury. In California now, fire crews brought in choppers to pour water on a wildfire. These were areas fire engines could not reach. This blaze has already burned more than 2,000 acres of land. The fire started on Wednesday when a tree limb hit a power line. Not flames, but smoke caused problems for a Continental flight. This plane was bound for Boston when it had to return to Houston because smoke was spotted in the cabin. The airline says the fire was confined to an oven and most likely started while someone cooked a pizza. The countdown has begun to the PGA tournament at Valhalla, 2 days away, and last-minute preparations are underway this morning, so we head back to Valhalla and Doug Proffitt.
And let's take you back in history just a little bit. For a lot of people in Louisville, they don't even realize that our city was the host of this major tournament one time before. It was 1952, and the PGA brought this very same tournament to our town. But back then, Louisville's city limits were just expanding, as we found out when we uncovered a bit of history the other day.
I'll tell you, it's grown into such a big event.
It was the 34th PGA Championship, and it was held in Louisville at Big Springs Country Club, which is near Bowman Field.
I mean, close to 44 years later, almost half a century, and a lot of the same people and organizations are still around.
Take a close look inside and you'll see what he means. Lubbock in Kentucky, for example. Right here, the interior design is definitely 50s style. But here's the irony. Lubbock, some 40-odd years later, designed the interior of the brand new Valhalla Clubhouse. In 1952, the all-time money leader heading into the Big Springs PGA was a man named Jack Burke. His purse a whopping $12,000. The old PGA program is also proud of all of the brand new water fountains that were installed along the Big Springs course that year. Stark comparison to what you'll see at Valhalla.
What the players get at this thing, I mean, they have refreshments and nourishment at every tee for them.
And if you wonder how they got all of this green grass to grow, well, just look back 40 years to the advertisement for the Bunton Seed Company in downtown Louisville. They use the very same seeds right here today at Valhalla.
And keep in mind, for a comparison, we told you that man's all-time winnings going into that year were $12,000. Greg Norman, $9 million as he heads into this PGA Championship at Valhalla. Let's head over to Gary Gupton, who's at the PGA Golf Experience, who's looking a lot like Greg Norman this morning. Gary? I guess Gary's great golf scores over there have left him speechless. He can't talk to us right now. We'll get a lot more from Gary coming up in just a couple of seconds. But first, let me talk to Mike Montague, who's joined us. He's the general manager of Valhalla. You just saw him in the piece we did with the old program there. Mike, as we head into the last couple of days before you bring the crowds on, what's going on around here?
Well, there's all sorts of hustle and bustle. We've called out the Marines. Our caddies are in here helping to get things done, putting up ropes, getting everything marked off. They're running the bus routes. They're working on the final touches on the merchandise pavilion, which is phenomenal.
What pros have you had out here so far, and who do you expect within maybe this weekend?
Well, we just have had 3 different golf professionals out. The biggest name amongst them was Tom Watson. But I would imagine by sometime today we'll start seeing some more. We don't have any names yet, but they're busy trying to get the locker room ready, get the names up on all the lockers so they'll know where to go when they do get here.
All right, Mike Montague, thanks for coming down and joining us. Appreciate it. Okay. And interestingly enough, 30,000 people will be down here, but the PGA looked hard at Valhalla. They said that they probably, for capacity, could have gone to 50,000 people, but they decided not to make it elbow to elbow to let everybody enjoy this tournament. Now let's go back to Gary Gupton, who's behind Oxmoor Center at the PGA Golf Experience. Gary?
Doug, there was nothing wrong with the audio out here. At a golf course, you're supposed to be quiet. So.
You're right. A lot of whispering.
That's what we were doing. When we last left you this hour, we were over here having our swing visually analyzed by Paul Wappler, and he gave me a little golf tip, and let's see how it worked out. He said that one thing he noticed in my golf swing was that my back leg was a little too rigid, and it was causing me to hit shots off to the right a little bit, and he gave me a little swing technique. Let's try it. He said to load up my weight on my back heel and go to my front left toe. And let's see what this does. I'm just hitting a little 3-wood here, loading up on the back heel, my weight on the back heel, and going to my left toe. Oh man, that's music right there. Let's try one more. $5 will get you some of the best golf lessons you've ever had in your life out here. It all starts at noon. Let's load it up again. Back heel, front toe. That stunk because I was swinging, talking while I was swinging. Let me show you one interesting thing out here. This tent right over here is probably the most fun thing we do out here. Let me roll the videotape. Inside this tent, you can be a sports play-by-play broadcaster. They'll let you go in there and talk over some of the greatest moments in PGA and Ryder Cup history. And yesterday, I got a chance to relive and call the crucial shots in the '91 Ryder Cup at Kiowa Island. Langer is measuring this from every professional broadcasting right there. Let me try that shot one more time. I don't want to make Paul look bad. The little golf tip that he gave me out here, hitting a little 3-wood. Let's see how it works. And that is absolutely stone solid, perfect. Best $5 you'll ever spend out here if you're a golfer. It is absolutely a paradise for golfers. We'll be having you out here from noon to 9 today, noon to 9 tomorrow, then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 4 to 9. We're right behind the Oxmoor Mall. Please come out and join us. You'll have a good time. All right, back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Gary. And if you're going out there, they supply the clubs for you. Coming up next, we're going to take you on a picnic. Our own Chef Joe from the Brown Hotel with another one of his great recipes. It's straight ahead on Saturday morning.
The news on Kentuckiana's news channel, WHAS 11, is sponsored by Swan Street Antique Mall, where Louisville finds antique style at affordable prices.
Have you been looking for an extra piece of furniture at a price that won't break your wallet? Then stop by Swan Street Antique Mall and take advantage of the big savings in the rough room. With everything from dressers to wardrobes and chairs to sideboards, our rough room has a large selection of affordable furniture you can save big on by fixing and refinishing it yourself. Plus, you can find unusual items that you just don't see anywhere else. A great selection of furniture at affordable prices. That's the rough room at Swan Street Antique Mall.
Do you love to eat? Do you often indulge more than you should? Do you crave sweets or other foods? Now available, a 100% natural herbal dietary supplement called Choqualizer can help control your cravings. Just one capsule curbs your hunger and satisfies your desire to eat, but without any fat, sugars, or calories. Order today. Call toll-free 1-888-ASK-HERB.
Last night, little Billy Green had to wait for his supper. His folks stopped by KFC where they can mix roasted chicken with fried chicken, where they can start their meal with spicy hot wings or sweet and savory honey barbecue wings. With everybody's KFC favorites in the house, little Billy had to start his meal a little later.
Everybody needs a little KFC.
And now start your meal with 6 wings pieces for $1.99, 20 for $5.99.
Could this be your neighborhood?
Goes a mine. Yeah, right there.
98% of all crimes are drug-related. The crimes committed by juveniles are increasing.
How do we stop it?
I'm a strong believer that our jails should be used.
This ain't no good place to be. Not your first time in here. No.
How does Kentuckiana compare with other cities? The news channel searches for answers. The investigation continues.
There's got to be a better way to be.
Kids and Crime, Monday at 11 on WHAS 11.
At 18 minutes before 9 o'clock, it's 65 degrees outside this morning. We're glad you're with us. Now, we're expecting perfect picnic weather this weekend, and if you're looking for something special to put in your picnic basket, Chef Joe has a great idea. Start rolling your VCR now as he brings us the recipe.
You know how some days you just want a good sandwich, yet you worry that it won't add up to a meal? I've got a great way to get all your favorites in. We're going to get things started with some bread, some Swiss cheese, roast beef, slaw, summer salad, and some seasoned mayonnaise. The trick to making this sandwich is slicing the bread. We need to hollow our loaf of bread out. We're going to cut 1 inch from the top off, set it aside. We're going to hollow this out and make it look like a bowl inside. A key point to making this sandwich is we want to leave 1 inch from the outside to the inside and just start gutting it out. All this bread in the center, you might want to save it for croutons in a salad or stuffing in your chicken. We're going to add our seasoned mayonnaise now. I season my mayonnaise with some basil, some cayenne pepper, and some mustard. We're going to whisk this up. This is real important because this is going to be our seasoning in our sandwich. Then we're going to put it throughout the edge of the sandwich. We're just going to spread this evenly throughout. I've also spread a little bit of the dressing on the top of my bread. Now we're ready to assemble our sandwich. We're going to start with our coleslaw, thin layer of that, and we're going to go in with our roast beef. Nice thin layer of this. These don't need to go in any particular order. Just make sure you get all your favorites in. Then we'll go in with some Swiss cheese. And then our summer salad. We need to make sure all this is flush, nice and even, so when we add on the top of the bread, it looks like a whole loaf of bread. We're going to slice this like a pie, and I think you'll see why this sandwich is so neat. There it is. Isn't that cool? We're going to serve it with little chips, maybe a little of your summer salad garnish. Sandwiches today are growing up, and I guarantee this one's going to satisfy. I'm Chef Joe. Take a risk. Get back in the kitchen.
Looks good enough for breakfast. If you want a list of the ingredients for Chef Joe's sandwich, write to Chef Joe in care of the Brown Hotel. That's at 335 West Broadway in Louisville, the zip code 40202. Or just keep your VCR rolling now as we go to break, showing you the ingredients one more time.
It's a Jeep thing. You wouldn't understand.
You would if you bought a Houseman Jeep. Find out what Jeep owners already know. It's fun to drive a Jeep.
Come in today and lease a 96 for less. Houseman Motor Company, located at 909 East Market, just 3 minutes from all interstates.
Remember years ago when you were afraid, frightened, terrified of the dark? Welcome back. Prepare yourself for the Outer Limits Flight of Fear, the scariest, darkest, most twisted roller coaster ever. Face your fears, only at Paramount's Kings Island. Save up to $7 off general admission with coupons from your neighborhood Kroger store.
Don't need no invitation to take a taste vacation. It's Shrimp Meal, you gotta taste this deal. Gotta get a little Long Johns now. It's our new shrimp sampler for $2.99. Crunch into 5 original batter-dipped shrimp and 5 bold new Southwest Fiesta shrimp. 10 shrimp fries and hush puppies, just $2.99. Gotta get a little Long John shrimp at the Sun Johns. $2.99 gets a sampler of Fun Johns. Gotta get a little Long Johns. Get a little Long Johns right now.
The weather on Kentuckiana's news channel, WHAS 11, is sponsored by the Becker Law Office. If you've been injured, call us. We'll help put your mind at ease.
When you've been injured, you'll have questions about your legal rights. Call the Becker Law Office. We're here to help. If you've been injured in an auto accident, while on the job, by a defective product, or through medical negligence, you need competent legal advice. There's absolutely no charge unless we win or settle your case. So call us today and let us put your mind at ease.
Kentuckiana's most trusted source for weather. Meteorologist Chuck Taylor, Ken Schultz, and Beth Andrews. The WHAS 11 Storm Team.
As we welcome you back live from Valhalla, Reed, it's very interesting when you come to a golf tournament, they actually tell you how to dress in the literature that they pass out. They tell you that you must wear shorts and loose-fitting clothing.
Well, that's wise because it's going to feel very good. That's exactly what you want when you're walking all over the greens and the course. You want to stay cool and comfortable and look fashionable too. The weather map looks pretty fashionable if you want good weather around here this morning. This is a frontal system stalled out down to the south, and it will be the focus of all of the shower and thunder shower activity. High pressure and control of our weather, setting the stage for a really good weekend. We're burning the fog off right now. Beautiful Saturday morning underway, 65 degrees at the present time. Pretty humid, light breeze out of the southwest. Barometric pressure is on the rise. Yesterday's high was 82. The morning low 62, 0.04 of an inch of rain at Louisville International Airport, and that is our monthly total as well. Now then, the weather story finds 80-degree temperatures all through Kentuckiana today. In fact, for those of you going up to Indianapolis this morning for the Brickyard 400, if you're on your way up or will be shortly, good weather conditions up there today. Temperatures at race time should be right around 80 degrees with a light breeze out of the southwest. Again today, we'll hold the 90s in check at least for a couple of more days. You can see they're really held in check by this weak frontal boundary. This is the weather map for tomorrow. Not a lot of change, just a little more humidity in here tomorrow. And then things really start warming up for the first part of the week. Now then, the storm team forecast in detail. For today, partly sunny skies, high 86 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy, down to 66. And for tomorrow, you're going to notice a little more humidity. It'll be a tad bit warmer too. High tomorrow, 89 degrees. And by Monday, we should be pushing at 90 degrees real hard. And that's the weather story, Doug, from our vantage point, which is not nearly as colorful as the one you have out there.
I tell you, thanks a lot, Reed. We appreciate it. You know, the Olympics coming to an end tomorrow. Coming up next on Saturday morning, we're going to run down who's winning the medals. It's when we come back live on location from number 9 at Valhalla.
Hi, I'm at Oxmoor Toyota. Our lot's full and we're making great deals like Camrys for 0 down or lease for $199.
Incredible!
Corollas for 0 down or lease for $129.
$96 over invoice is nothing.
We came to Oxmoor Toyota and saved thousands. 4Runners for 0 down or lease for $229. Remember, nobody saves you more than Oxmoor Toyota, the Toyota outlet.
Join us in saluting Kentuckiana's registered nurses. Watch the Beacon of Hope Awards, sponsored by the Becker Law Office, the Kentucky Nurses Association, and WHAS 11.
A cereal is only as satisfying as the good things that go into it. Whole grain oats, bushels of almonds, sun-ripened fruit. These are the good things you'll find in Oatmeal Crisp, a breakfast cereal made with the hearty goodness of whole grain oats for a more satisfying oatmeal taste. Oatmeal Crisp, a hearty, satisfying cereal.
The Kentucky Lottery drawings tonight on Kentuckiana's news channel, WHAS 11.
If your car suddenly strains like it's going uphill, you bring it to someone you know is on the level. AMCO, AA, MCO.
They say you are what you eat. Disodium isonate, propylene glycol alginate, xanthan gum? Now that's tough to chew. There's a healthy source for the natural foods you want, Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace sells food the way nature made it, with nothing added and nothing artificial. Organically grown foods grown with the goodness of the earth. Amazing Grace, 1133 Bardstown Road. Zinc oxide? I don't think so.
Sports on Kentuckiana's news channel WHAS 11 is sponsored by Allied Sporting Goods, the place that has all the stuff kids really want for back to school.
Think about it. You know what you need to go back to school. Cool shoes, clothes that don't make you look like a dweeb, and a book bag to hide your headphones in. You can get all that stuff now at Allied Sporting Goods back to school sale. Allied has a gazillion shoes in all the hottest styles. A ton of non-dweeb clothing, and just the right book bag to hold your most important stuff. All at prices that make your folks smile like a straight A report card. For back to school, think cool, think hot, think Allied, or just sit there like a veg.
You could call the PGA Championship here at Valhalla the Olympics of golf. But tomorrow, of course, is the last day for the real Olympics down in Atlanta. There's not many events left, so if you've missed who's been winning some of the medals recently, we want to give you a brief look here this morning. Jackie Joyner-Kersee ended her Olympic career with a bronze in the women's long jump. And in basketball, the U.S. women beat Australia 93-71. The U.S. will play Brazil for a gold medal tomorrow. Also, the men's baseball team got the bronze, and Cuba won gold after defeating Japan 13-9. And the U.S. synchronized swimming team took the gold. Their final performance got 10s, straight across the board. This is also a big day for NASCAR fans. The Brickyard 400 is taking place at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but you don't have to go all the way to Indianapolis. You can watch the action right here on WHAS 11. ABC's coverage of this big race begins at 1 o'clock right here on WHAS 11. And, of course, one race that's going to be going around eastern Jefferson County later this week is the parking to Valhalla. We want to show you the public parking spot, the official public parking spot for the PGA. Take a look at this map. At the bottom right of your screen, you see Valhalla. Over there to the left, you see Shelbyville Road where it picks up I-265. The general public parking area is at Factory Lane and Old Henry Road. Factory Lane and Old Henry Road. You've got a couple options there. You can get to it by Old Henry Road, or you can go up to the Anchorage Pee Wee Valley exit and take a right toward Pee Wee Valley and then hook on to Factory Lane, and that'll curve you in to Old Henry Road there. Now, 90 shuttle buses will be taking you here. They are promising no more than a 10-minute wait, and you can leave Valhalla anytime. Those shuttle buses will take you right back to the parking spot at any time for your convenience. Coming up next, more here of Saturday Morning. We're going to get a lot more, including take a look at this week's edition of Big Ol' Fish.
Look at Eric. How would you describe him? Did you just use the term bald? Sure you did. Everybody did. Before Eric decided to do something about his hair loss. Like thousands of men and women do each year, he called Apollo International. Now look at him. Active, younger looking, self-assured. Isn't it time you called? Apollo International, solving hair loss problems for men and women.
Winn-Dixie sells only the finest U.S. choice beef. Not all stores do, but it's the only kind you'll find at Winn-Dixie, WD brand beef, aged for tenderness and flavor. And during our big beef sale, whole easy carb rib roast is $3.98 a pound. Save $7 on fresh ground beef. A 10-pound handy pack is 87 cents a pound. Whole boneless shoulder roast is a low $1.48 a pound. Service matters too, and we want you to find everything you need. So send in a comment card and tell us how we're doing at Winn-Dixie.
What I think God needs.
That's why Jewish Hospital created Choices Digest, a health and information guide to a healthier lifestyle. Look inside for monthly choices of activities and free screenings at the 4 Jewish Hospital Health and Information Centers. And throughout August, you can schedule an appointment for free preschool child immunizations. Make the right choices for your lifestyle. Call 587-4912 to receive your free copy of Choices Digest.
24 hours a day. Dial 1-800-442-AUTO and receive details by fax or mail on the new car you want. Car Select from WHAS 11.
As you know, fishing isn't an Olympic sport, but lots of folks here in Kentuckiana can catch some gold medal winning size fish. Here's Gary Gupton with our Olympic rendition of Big Ol' Fish.
J-Town's Gregory Seelbach wins the gold medal for goldfish, super heavyweight division. His catch, 16 inches and 3 pounds. Must have been one heck of an aquarium. Fairdale's Maggie Dooley is our silver-haired silver medalist for silver fish. Maggie caught this nice big sheephead during a fishing trip to Mississippi. We're giving Josh Butcher the bronze for this 15-pound spoonbill he caught at West Point. The gold goes to John Brumbeck. His spoonbill was 52 inches long and weighed 41 pounds. However, we do have a scandal to report from our games. You can see the ravages of steroid use in this catch sent to us from Lawrenceburg by Travis Powers and Nicholas Crouch. Poor thing kind of looks like a turtle now. That means Travis and Nick are the first anglers ever disqualified from Big Ol' Fish.
All right, we're going to give Gary a medal for his performance out there at the Golf Experience this morning. Opens at noon. We'll be right back with more for you, so stick around.
An air duct never forgets. Memories linger. But Stomatic's patented duct cleaning can remove over 90% of the unhealthy dust, odor, and pollen that's left behind. Stomatic, cleaning the world one home at a time.
Get 3 areas of carpet clean free with air duct cleaning. Call Stomatic 241-4100.
Did you know that impotence and sexual dysfunction in men 40, 50, 60, and older is almost as common as the ordinary cold, yet much more treatable? Century Medical Clinic and their staff of doctors specialize in new FDA-approved medications that can treat sexual dysfunction simply, safely, and effectively. For a free and confidential consultation, call the Century Medical Clinic today and get back into life. Medicare and most insurance is accepted.
Right now at Smith's Furniture, you can buy the best known name brand furniture at 1/3 off. All Broyhill furniture now 1/3 off. All Flex Steel furniture now 1/3 off. Famous Lazy Boy recliner rockers all 1/3 off. All Cochran solid oak or solid cherry furniture now 1/3 off. Catnapper recliners, sectionals, and sofas all 1/3 off. For a limited time only, select any item from a great selection of these best known brands at 1/3 off. Smith's Furniture, that's who.
24 hours a day. The future of car shopping is here now. It's Car Select. Dial 1-800-442-AUTO and receive detailed information by fax or mail on the new or used car you want. Your free report lists prices, styles, and accessories. 1-800-442-AUTO. Dial it, fax it, buy it. Car Select from WHAS 11.
Louisville Tonight Live can help you get satisfaction. Tuesday.
Live on Saturday morning from the #1 rated Saturday morning newscast in the nation with Doug Prophet, Ann Doyle, Beth Andrews, and Fred Wishy. This is Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11.
And it is now 9 o'clock, everybody, as we are bringing you another brand new hour of Saturday morning live from two places this morning, from the PGA Golf Experience and from right here along number 9 at Valhalla. Hello, I'm Doug Prophet.
And I'm Ann Doyle from the third live location. That's our studios. And Doug, coming up, we're going to bring the day's news ahead for the viewers at home, plus tell you that it's not only professional golfers on their way to town talking golf.
That's a good point, Ann. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. Now let's walk over and talk to Reed Yaden, who's been very important watching the weather forecast for the next week. But at least you can tell us, Reed, I guess we're going to finally fall into that August pattern.
We are showing some signs of shifting from a calm July to a hot and humid August, the kind you would expect. For today, though, real nice day underway. Your morning is starting off, couldn't be better. Bright sunshine burning off some early morning fog, partly sunny by midday. Temperatures in the upper 70s, mid 80s this afternoon under partly sunny skies. And for tonight, back down to 66 degrees, partly cloudy skies again. Presently, it's 66 degrees. Doug, have you had time to work on your game out there yet, or is it worth working on?
It needs so much work. I don't think we have time even within this 4 hours that we're on the air, Reed.
I can relate to that.
I know. I think we're all bad golfers, but we're out here to cover one big event. And one of the big stories we're going to be watching, everyone, is parking. How are you going to get here? Well, there are places to park right across from Valhalla. Most people are charging $100 a week. You'll be parking there, and then you'll have to walk to this golf course. There are 2 pedestrian entrances. One is up by the main tent area, and the other is down by number 7. So you're going to have to do quite a bit of a hike to get over here. But there's also a big public area open for you that PGA has set aside. And this morning, right now, we want to take a look at the parking issue facing the 1996 PGA Championship.
Directly across from Valhalla on US 60, nearby residents are putting out their parking signs and turning their yards into parking lots. It's okay for you to park here, but remember, you'll have to enter the course by foot, and you have only 2 options by foot at far ends of Valhalla. The best way to enter is to get dropped off right here by the PGA shuttle buses, right in the middle of everything. The organizers are promising quick service.
They've got 90 buses lined up. They can stage 11 buses at a time by the corporate area. It's only a 10-minute ride to the general parking lot.
One other thing to keep in mind if you are coming here, cell phones and pagers are not allowed on the property.
I don't think you want to be standing over the big putt and hear somebody being paged. I know not everybody has the steely nerves that I have when I putt, so.
And we may be in the age of computers, but the giant leaderboard, which everybody looks at, and is perched on the 18th green, is anything but modern. The platform is all steel. The board is designed to hold those magnet signs, the old-fashioned way.
It's an absolute guarantee when it's by hand, and I think that's what they're looking for, is that dependability.
Oh, and by the way, give this sporting event high marks for sanitary conditions. In addition to portalets all over the place, these mobile sinks are set up all over the course, complete with soap and water, courtesy of the foot pump. Now, if you're having a hard time visualizing where the public parking is set up here for the PGA Championship, we want to show you. If you take a look at the map, at the bottom of your screen is Valhalla, and over to the left you see Shelbyville Road and I-265, of course, the Gene Snyder Freeway. One of the best ways to get to the general public parking area is to get off of the Anchorage-Pewee Valley exit, which isn't showing up in this map, but that would be at the top of your screen. Hit Factory Lane off that exit, and then pick up Old Henry Road, and that will drop you off right there in the public parking where those 90 buses will be waiting for you. They say it's a 4.8-mile ride here to Valhalla. Well, the ride's been a little bumpy for Gary Gupton this morning. He's at the PGA Golf Experience trying to show off, but so far I've seen you in the sand, Gary, and I've seen you being a very bad broadcaster.
Thanks, Doug, but then that's not so unusual then, is it?
Yeah.
I'm joined now by Sonny Ackerman, who's here from Atlanta, and Sonny, I noticed that you don't have, below your knee, you're missing your leg below the knee?
Right, I'm a BK amputee.
But your wife says that's not your worst handicap, is it?
No. I'm left-handed and I have brain damage, according to her.
But you still play golf, don't you?
I still play golf, yes.
Now, one thing that we think of golf being such an able-bodied sport, but you're here to tell people that no matter what your physical capabilities, you can still play golf.
That's correct. It doesn't make any difference what your problem is, whether it's a stroke, heart attack, amputation, MS, or MD, you can still play golf. And it's a sport that you can continue as long as you want to. And once you get to playing golf and get your strength and your balance back, then you realize you can go back to work, or you can go to shopping with your wife, or run errands, so to speak. Golf just gives you your life back. It really does, and the hospitals around the country have found that out.
Sonny, I want you to show the folks how you hit a golf ball here. Now, Sonny is a very good player. What are you, about a 4 or 5 handicapper, 8, somewhere in there? He says he's an 8 handicap at a very tough golf course in Atlanta, so that means around here he'd be about a 3 or 4 handicap. Sonny's taking some cuts of this. I'm going to talk to Tina over here. Tina Voles is with the Baptist East Hospital. Now, Tina, once folks come out here to the PGA Experience and they see that they can play golf if they're physically challenged, what do they do here to get involved?
Well, we're going to be sponsoring a golf seminar, and Sonny's going to be helping us teach the therapists of the area how to teach the physically challenged how to play golf. And that's going to be the week after the PGA, which is August 14th. And then the participants will come and we'll actually teach physically challenged people how to play.
All right, there's somebody watching television right now saying, all right, now what do I do to get involved? Tell them what to do.
Oh, you're going to call Baptist East at 897-8131, and we'll give you some information, send you a brochure.
Okay. Tina, Sonny, thanks very much. Doug, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Gary. For people who are coming out here to Valhalla, that's 30,000 plus, we want to tell you what you cannot bring to the golf course. There's quite a bit. The list is pretty long. It includes little things like cell phones, pagers, and radios. Those are obviously so that you do not disturb the golfers in the middle of that great putt on whatever green that you're standing next to. Also, strollers forbidden, periscopes, people like to see above the heads over to the greens. You cannot bring those. Lawn chairs are forbidden. That's anything with backs and arms. The little chairs they sell at the sporting goods stores are fine. Cameras, we know you want to take pictures. Everybody does, but you can only bring cameras here to Valhalla on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. They will not allow cameras any other day of the week right through the championship day. That's it from here so far. Coming up, we'll be bringing you a lot more from Valhalla as we're on the air till 11, and back to you with some more news now.
Oh, thanks, Doug. You know, famous golfers aren't the only ones on their way to Louisville. So are 2 would-be golfers who hit the links in their new movie. Tin Cup is going to preview here in Louisville next week on Monday night, and the theater is getting ready. Outside Showcase Cinema, painters give the place a few touch-ups, and it's the same story inside, where 700 people will join movie stars Kevin Costner and Don Johnson here Monday night when Tin Cup hits the big screen.
We're very excited. We're very excited for Showcase Cinemas. We're very excited for the city of Louisville. We're definitely going to roll out the red carpet for our guests and our celebrities.
In fact, they say the red carpet's on the way. And here's a sneak peek at that new movie. Its premiere in Louisville is no accident, of course, timed perfectly to fit in with the PGA tournament. If you're looking for something to do after you've been to the PGA Golf Experience today, we have a few ideas for you ahead. We're going to have the rundown in our weekend agenda, so stick around for that. Meantime, we're keeping you posted on how things are going out at Valhalla as well. It's not going to be long before the pros tee off here.
The news on Kentuckiana's news channel, WHAS 11, is sponsored by Swan Street Antique Mall, where Louisville finds antique style at affordable prices.
Have you been looking for an extra piece of furniture at a price that won't break your wallet? Then stop by Swan Street Antique Mall and take advantage of the big savings in the rough room. With everything from dressers to wardrobes and chairs to sideboards, our rough room has a large selection of affordable furniture you can save big on by fixing and refinishing it yourself. Plus, you can find unusual items that you just don't see anywhere else. A great selection of furniture at affordable prices. That's the rough room at Swan Street Antique Mall.
An air duct never forgets. Memories linger, but Stomatic's patented duct cleaning can remove over 90% of the unhealthy dust, odor, and pollen that's left behind. Stomatic, cleaning the world one home at a time.
Get 3 areas of carpet clean free with air duct cleaning. Call Stomatic 241-4100.
24 hours a day. The future of car shopping is here now. It's Car Select. Dial 1-800-442-AUTO and receive detailed information by fax or mail on the new or used car you want. Your free report lists prices, styles, and accessories. 1-800-442-AUTO. Dial it. Fax it. Buy it. Car Select from WHAS 11.
Meet your favorite news channel personalities today, noon to 5, as Pepsi presents the PGA Golf Experience. Today through Wednesday behind Oxmoor Center. Sponsored by KFC. Proceeds help the WHAS Crusade for Children.
Hey parents, are you worried your children are overweight and need some help? I'm Ann Jewell. Meet kids who are losing weight and keeping it off. Now they're young, happy, and healthy. Monday at 5 on WHAS 11.
And welcome back here. We're live on the scene at Valhalla. It's about 10 minutes past the hour of 9. You know, a lot of people continue to send us their ideas so that we can bring them to you for the weekend agenda in Kentuckiana. So right now we want to bring you the latest rundown. A lot more than golf going on this weekend. Coming up next, we've got the latest forecast from Reed, so stay there with us as Saturday morning rolls along until 11 o'clock.
You thought you had the best deal on a new pair of eyeglasses? Well, think again. Think Correct Optical. Think $39.29. That's $39 for the first pair and $29 for the second pair. Complete frame and lenses. You want fast service? Correct. You want the best deal? Correct. You want your eyes examined? Call Correct. They will make arrangements for an eye examination by a qualified independent doctor. Think $39.29. That's Correct Optical. 3 convenient locations: DuPont, Dixie Highway, and in Clarksville.
Do you want performance? You got it at Preston Car Sales. Corvettes, Camaros, Mustangs, and more. Louisville's finest sports and performance car collection at Preston Car Sales. We handpick only the best vehicles and offer your dream car at an affordable price. Preston Car Sales, Louisville's showcase of low-mileage, exceptional sports cars. 5904 Preston Highway. Call 964-7777.
Last night, little Billy Green had to wait for his supper. His folks stopped by KFC where they can mix roasted chicken with fried chicken, where they can start their meal with spicy hot wings or sweet and savory honey barbecue wings. With everybody's KFC favorites in the house, little Billy had to start his meal a little later.
Everybody needs a little KFC.
And now start your meal with 6 wings pieces for $1.99, 20 for $5.99.
The weather on Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11, is sponsored by Mountain Valley Spring Water, available for home and office delivery.
What bottled water are more people drinking?
Mountain Valley Spring Water. Mountain Valley Spring Water.
When it comes to pure, clean, refreshing taste, the Oz have it. Choose Mountain Valley Spring Water and enjoy.
Mountain Valley Spring Water. Mountain Valley Spring Water.
Kentuckiana's most trusted source for weather. Meteorologist Chuck Taylor, Ken Schultz, and Beth Andrews. The WHAS 11 Storm Team.
If you're just waking up, there is something indeed worth getting out of bed for this morning, and it's the weather.
Bright, sunny day, and we've got a good weekend coming up for you, too. Let us take a look at some temperatures around the region at the present time, as we have plenty of Saturday morning sunshine for you. Now, if you're a late sleeper, well, you're not going to know much about the fog that we had earlier. It's burning off pretty rapidly now. Temperatures range from 65 already up at South Bend, down to 70 out at Fort Knox, 71 in Lexington, and a scattering of upper 60s elsewhere as the sun is burning the fog off, setting the stage for a nice day. Presently here in Kentuckiana, it's up to 68 degrees now. Humidity 93%. Breezes are very light out of the southeast at the present time. Visibility both at Bowman and at Louisville International Airport still down to 2.5 miles, though. Yesterday's high was 82. The morning low so far, 62 degrees. Weather map today is quite agreeable. If you want another nice day coming up, not too hot, not too humid, we'll have it for you. All of the active weather is held at bay by this frontal system that stalled out down to the south. We're under the influence of high pressure and will be staying that way. Temperatures today all through the viewing area will be in the 80s. If some of you are preparing to leave for the Brickyard 400 up at Indianapolis, going to be a good day for the race. Temperatures at race time will be right around 80, 82 degrees and a very light breeze. The 90s are held in check by that stalled out frontal boundary. They'll begin to move in our direction as we get closer to the start of the brand new work week. Now the storm team forecast for today. Partly sunny with a high of 86 degrees. Just a great day, Ann, for all of the outdoor activities. Partly cloudy, 66 tonight. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a little more humid, the high 89 degrees. They've got the West Louisville Appreciation Day going on down at Shawnee Park. Great event. Right about now, they're serving breakfast to everyone that ran in the 5K race.
Oh, good for them. And you know, they're having the Fancy Farm picnic today, too, and they're not going to get rained on this year.
But there will be hot air down there, I understand.
Thanks, Reed's political statement for the morning. When we continue, we're going to check in with our weekend gardener, Fred Wishy, and have more live coverage from Valhalla. We're counting down to the PGA tournament. More Saturday morning is just ahead, so we hope you'll stay with us.
Health Break is brought to you by Jewish Hospital, America's 8th largest heart hospital.
When a person's heart becomes too weak to pump blood, a ventricular assist device, or VAD, can be used to take over the pumping function. Welcome to Jewish Hospital's Health Break. I'm Madeline Bennett. VADs enable people in late-stage heart failure to stay alive and functioning until a donor heart becomes available. Gordon Milby was a VAD patient prior to receiving his heart transplant. Dr. Robert Dowling explains.
He was very sick before his VAD. When we talked with him the night before, we told him that we didn't think he could make it 24 or 48 hours without having the assist device put in. The assist device was put in. He did well. Since being out of the hospital, he's been a phenomenally compliant patient. He's done whatever we've asked of him and more. He's returned to work. He plays golf 3-4 times a week. It's basically everyone we put on a VAD is very, very ill, end stage, with a very poor prognosis over 24 to 48 hour period. And when these patients eventually do come in for their transplant, they're like Mr. Milby are. They've repleted their muscle mass. They've got their strength back. They're up and walking around, and they're often out of the hospital after a transplant in 5 to 7 days.
Jewish Hospital has recently given the University of Louisville a $5.3 million grant, part of which will go towards continued research and improvement of VADS.
We look toward the future and see that we'll be able to tell those patients, you know, good news is you don't have to wait anymore. We have an assist device. We're going to implant it, and you know, you're going to be home, and that's going to keep your heart pumping for as long as you live.
For a free heart test that rates your risk for heart disease, call Jewish Hospital at 502-587-4912.
Health Break was brought to you by Jewish Hospital.
Fred Wishy on Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11, is sponsored by the Joe Huber Family Farm and Restaurant in beautiful Starlight, Indiana.
Have a taste of the good old days at the Joe Huber Family Farm. We cooked up something special, a family recipe for fun. Have a taste of what you've been missing, come pick yourself some. Have a taste of the good old days at the Joe Huber Family Farm.
Here at Valhalla, they use some of the best lawn and garden equipment you could imagine to keep the course looking so good. But as our Fred Wishy found out the other day, there's a garden show in town that is also benefiting some students.
Last week, Louisville has been the scene of the International Lawn Garden Power and Equipment Expo. It is a major event here every year, and with me right now is Andrew Stanton of Organic Gardening Magazine. Andrew, you are involved in putting together a very interesting exhibit that benefits local Louisville school children.
That's right, Fred. We were looking about 5 years ago at Expo to try to expand our presence here, and the natural thing for us to do was to do a beautiful garden display. We're looking for a win-win situation, and we formed this partnership with Seneca, whereby the students here grow all the product that you see here, the plants and the flowers, and for their efforts we contribute scholarship money to the students individually and equipment to the school. And overall, I think everybody's been real happy with it, and they put on a job here that would make organic gardening real proud.
And they certainly have. It's a magnificent display that they've got here, and the scholarship money that Organic Gardening Magazine and other sponsors have come up with has amounted to about $21,000. Now with me is Larry Lose, who's the ag teacher at Seneca. Larry, what does this show, the participation of the children? What has it done to them?
It helps their self-esteem. We talk in the classroom about plants, but then they can grow them, final product, come in something like this, give a show like this so they can see, and it helps them with their self-esteem. They can do something.
And you can really see what they have done here. Now with me right now is Alan Skiles.
Adam Skiles.
Adam Skiles. Adam, you have, through this program, you will be having somewhere around $8,000 in scholarship money. What are you going to do with it?
Well, I plan to go to Eastern Kentucky and major in turf management and might get my minor in business and hopefully go to a golf course and be a superintendent. Groundskeeper at a golf course.
Adam, along with the other scholarship winners from Seneca, Chris Babiaz, Samantha Herp, and Jennifer Crawford, also hope their garden helped promote the idea of gardening organically. For Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11, I'm Fred Wishy, the Weekend Gardener.
And we'll have a lot more from number 9 here at Valhalla coming right up. But first, Ann, I understand you're going to do a little singing for us.
Well, I'm not going to sing. Goodness gracious, we don't want people turning off their sets, Doug. But we do have some very special guests in our studio this morning, and we're going to let them sing us to the break. And when we come back, we'll chat with cast members from the Stephen Foster story.
The summer's coming on and we warble in the trees. The wintry blasts are gone, oh, what merry birds are we. Merry little birds.
Complete coverage, every newscast, every day. The PGA Championship. Live coverage you can count on from Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11.
Dr. Morris John, RK pioneer. First in the area with RK in 1980. First in the area to treat patients with the eczema laser in 1990. First in the area with ALK for the severely nearsighted in 1994. Now first in the area with the fully approved eczema laser in 1995. Call now. Refractive surgery by Dr. John at the John Kenyon Eye Center may help you. First in RK. First in ALK. First with the eczema laser. Call 288-9011 today. The John Kenyon Eye Center.
If your engine isn't running like it used to, it may be time to come see us at Louisville Motor Exchange. We can replace that worn-out engine with a factory remanufactured engine at a fraction of the cost of a new car or truck. At Louisville Motor Exchange, we have been installing factory remanufactured engines for more than 40 years. And with factory-written warranties, you know you'll be getting the best engine and the best service. Louisville Motor Exchange, we're the engine people, now in our second generation of giving courteous service and advice.
The Glass Doctor's mobile glass shops come to you wherever you are, whether it's for replacement or repair. Let the Glass Doctor replace your fogged double-pane glass units at a fraction of the cost of window replacement. And when it comes to mirrors, our pride is reflected in our work. Call the Glass Doctor for your auto, home, or business glass needs. Convenient financing, including 90 days same as cash for retail customers. Direct billing to insurance companies. And the Glass Doctor may even finance your deductible. The Glass Doctor in the Yellow Pages.
Right now at Smith's Furniture, you can buy the best known name brand furniture at 1/3 off. All Broyhill furniture now 1/3 off. All Flex Steel furniture now 1/3 off. Famous Lazy Boy recliner rockers all 1/3 off. All Cochran solid oak or solid cherry furniture now 1/3 off. Catnapper recliners, sectionals, and sofas all 1/3 off. For a limited time only, select any item from a great selection of these best known brands at 1/3 off. Smith's Furniture, that's who.
At 25 minutes after 9, we want to tell you about a place where you can get it all. A chapter of Kentucky history wrapped up in great music. You'll find it in Bardstown at the Stephen Foster Story. And in our studio this morning are 4 of the star cast members, and we're glad that you're with us. Good morning, and I know that Bob Garver, you're the one who's going to speak for the group.
As always.
Bob, tell the folks at home a little bit about the Stephen Foster Story. 38 years and going strong.
That's right. This is our 38th season. Our show was written by the Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright Paul Green, who is from my state, North Carolina. And we play nightly except Monday on my old Kentucky home State Park in Bardstown.
And I know that the auditions for this are really far-reaching, but we do have a local connection too here in Louisville.
Absolutely. This year, the young lady who is playing Jane, the female lead, is Jackie Thompson, who is the reigning Miss Louisville.
And so why do you come from so far to perform in Bardstown?
Well, it's the opportunity to perform, strictly. It's a family that we have in Bardstown.
Okay, we're going to hear from you in just a minute, but we want to first of all let the folks at home know how they can get in touch with you and see the show. So once again, the Stephen Foster Story, every day except Monday. The show begins at 8:30 p.m. at my old Kentucky home in Bardstown, Kentucky. There's an 800 number, 1-800-626-1563, 626-1563. That's how you can reserve your tickets. Meantime, we're going to ask Bob and company to sing us to the break. And before I tell you to go, I want to say thank you to all 4 of you for getting up so early and helping all of us wake up with some beautiful music today.
Thank you for having us here. Thank you. And when I'm dead and buried, Susanna, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. On my knee.
Buying or selling a home is a big event. That's why you need a professional realtor. From knowledge of your needs to marketing and closing expertise, count on a realtor for the personal service you deserve, all in one package.
If you think you'd have to visit New York to find home furnishings like these, then you haven't been to Schumann's. Because since 1930, Schumann's has been bringing world-class furnishings to Louisville just for the pleasure of those who enjoy them. And through their cabinet shop, Schumann's craftsmen have also provided restoration services for those who desire to perfect their investment. So if you're in search of the extraordinary, you don't need to go out of town. Just visit Schumann Antiques on Taylorsville Road, west of Hurstburn Lane.
Sometimes I'm not able to give them the answer they want to hear, and that's because of some other factors that may be involved. And if that's the case, I will tell them that's the case, and I will tell them why. Otherwise, I will answer the question to the best of my ability and make whatever recommendations I think is necessary for their best interest. The very best we can do for our reputation as personal injury trial lawyers in this community is not this television. It's satisfied, fairly treated farmer clients.
All aboard! Thrill to yesteryear at the Kentucky Railway Museum. Our newly designed depot glows with the romance of trips to times gone by. The Kentucky Railway Museum, 1 hour south of Louisville in historic New Haven, Kentucky.
Dave Carter once played a round of golf in 2 hours and 6 minutes. He made it from home to work in 11 minutes and 10 seconds. One day he raced from the net to the baseline in 1.5 seconds. And then he sprained his ankle. Dave doesn't like to waste time, so he went to Emergency Care Express at Baptist East. It's open from 11 to 11, 7 days a week, and they'll have you in and out in about an hour.
That a record?
Emergency Care Express at Baptist Hospital East. The less you wait, the less it hurts.
The Kentucky Lottery drawings tonight on Kentuckiana's News Channel WHAS 11.